So statistically, you can make the argument that the Joker should have won this year's National Basketball Association Most Valuable Player of the Year award again. But let's face it, after watching SGA all season finish a third year in a row of scoring over 30 points, and while statistically maybe the Joker, who had a legendary season, did deserve to win this year's Most Valuable Player award, I personally have absolutely no problem with SGA walking away with the trophy this year. Welcome back to the NBA Rundown. As always, North America, I am Dave DeBaugh. Now, for those of you that suffered through the second half of the Oklahoma City Thunder's thumping of my Minnesota Timberwolves last night, I think it became very clear to a lot of people out there who maybe haven't seen SGA play just why SGA is as great as he is. Nobody in the NBA currently skates the way SGA does. That's for sure. Nobody in the NBA draws fouls the way SGA actually does. Every time I looked up at the big screen TV in my family room, I can confidently tell you that SGA was either on the ground or at the free throw line. Yes, SGA did have a fantastic game in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Now, there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to attempt to make the argument that the Joker absolutely deserved to win this year's Most Valuable Player award. They're going to point to what the Joker's statistics actually look like. Now, the Joker averaged 29.6 points a game. He had 12.7 rebounds a game and an astonishing 10.2 assists per game. If you compare that to what SGA actually put up, he put up 32 and 7, 5 rebounds, and 6.4 assists per game. They both basically played the same amount of minutes per game, with the Joker slightly playing a little bit more in at just over 36 minutes per game. When I had a chance to watch the Joker play this year, it was awesome to watch him play. There was no doubt that what I was watching was, of course, greatness on the court, even if at times it looks like it's in absolutely slow mode motion. Then there is SGA. As I mentioned, nobody skates in the NBA the way SGA absolutely does. And when you consider the fact that this is his third year in a row of actually scoring over 30 points in the National Basketball Association, you have to really give him some credit. Now, there certainly was a movement that started at the start of the year that basically said, SGA, it's your turn to win the Most Valuable Player of the Year award. And I know how we all feel about it's your turn to actually win it. But I'm here to tell you that, at least in my personal opinion, SGA absolutely delivered on winning this year's Most Valuable Player of the Year award. And yes, the Joker put up historical numbers this year. And if SGA had never had actually won the award before, in another year, there is a good chance that the Joker would have actually won the award this year. And that is basically the point that a lot of people will make about why the Joker should have actually won the award this year. So I'd love to know what your thoughts and opinions are on this particular topic. Please go ahead and drop them in when you have a chance. As far as I'm concerned, the Most Valuable Player of the Year award is less about being the most valuable player of that particular year. It's a bit of a lifetime achievement award, if you will. And if you consider what SGA has done with this Oklahoma City team over the past couple years, since the Los Angeles Clippers basically gave up on him and decided to take Paul George instead in that trade, SGA has been nothing short of brilliant throughout his young NBA career. When we talk about who's the face of the NBA, a lot of people are trying to pin that on, of course, Anthony Edwards. But the reality is the best young player in the NBA, as much as I love Anthony Edwards' game, as much as I love Anthony Edwards' charisma on and off the court, SGA, who's a little bit more low-key, that is until you see what he's actually wearing, certainly brings, if you will, the face of the NBA to the table. Do you think SGA is actually the real face of the NBA as we move forward? A lot of times in this particular argument, people try to be, if you will, nationalistic about their approach. They want the face of the NBA to actually be somebody from America. And while SGA is a cousin of the United States, he's from Canada, it's safe to say that SGA is clearly the face of the NBA and certainly was the face of the NBA for most of this season. In the same way, the Joker, who incidentally is not from America as well, was the face of the NBA for a couple of those years. He won the Most Valuable Player of the Year award. I mean, ask yourself this question. Have you ever seen anybody at Joker's height do what the Joker actually does? And the answer to that question is probably an astounding, I've never, ever, ever seen anything like that before. But when you consider what SGA has actually pulled off over the past couple years, you can understand why the voters who voted for SGA to become this year's Most Valuable Player of the Year did just that thing. All right, I'd love to know your opinions and thoughts. Thanks so much for tuning in to the NBA Rundown. As always, I'm Dave DeBaugh, wishing you all a tremendous rest of your sports viewing day.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't